Hi, this is Anthony. Welcome back to my show. A lot going on the last couple days. A war starting up in the Middle East right now, and of course, the anarchist rioting going on throughout the country, mainly on the east and west coast, and some in the south. I happened to come across just randomly Undivided with Brandy Cruz, and I thought it was kind of interesting. She looks at speeches by two different law enforcement officers, a sheriff in Florida and the fairly new police chief in Seattle, Washington. If you happen to look at Seattle, Washington's police department Wikipedia page, it's page after page after page of malfeasance over the years by leadership and other members of the Seattle Police Department, including the current police chief's predecessor, who hired his mistress to work for him. So, anyway, I'm going to play a couple clips from this, and there is a little bit of laughter that is coming from the host of the YouTube channel that I'm taking this from. So let's watch.
I will do everything in my power, I want to be clear, to protect anyone in Seattle from anyone who comes to this city with the intention to hurt them or inhibit their First Amendment rights. And what that means is, at some point, I will probably go to jail and be in prison. Because we have an administration that has threatened to jail politicians.
Yeah, so he's all...
Okay, so I'm going to skip up to the Florida sheriff. If you want to watch and get the commentary by Brandy Krause, then check out her channel. But let's look at the difference, and I can probably imagine that there's going to be a lot less crime and violence in Florida than in Seattle, because he's just asking for it. He's inviting people to riot.
Somebody said to me, at a scale of 1 to 10, how would you...
Of course, that's going to pop up.
If you let it turn violent, whoo, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail.
Okay.
Let me be very clear about that.
Fair.
If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So, to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that.
So I'm going to stop there. He's absolutely correct. People should be able to protest whatever they want. But politicians, like the governor of California, like leaders in Seattle and Portland, Oregon, near where I live, invite this type of anarchy and destruction of personal property. They're not just fighting ICE agents or federal government agents. They're burning down people's buildings. They're attacking people's cars. They're stopping people from going to work. People that have nothing to do with either side, that just want to get to work or open up their restaurant and sell meals to people. It's amazing how many people support the rioters. You wouldn't support them if they came to your neighborhood, but they're not rioting in your neighborhood. They're rioting someplace else. You don't like the policy of Donald Trump. You don't have to. The policy of any president, can be challenged. Whether you like the president or not, whatever president they may be, they or their administration or the people that work for it may sometimes do things that you don't agree with. You can protest that, but you can't riot. That doesn't help anything, and it only makes you look bad and sets you back. Those swing voters who see what you're doing aren't going to be supporting your politicians in the future. So, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear. Be sure to leave a message. Hit like if you like this, and hopefully you'll subscribe. Even if you disagree with me, subscribe so you know what else I'm saying. And be sure to check out my other videos and my polls. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.